Now, there are two methods of string manipulation on the course. I wonder if you know both of these by name. Well, the first one is concatenation. This is where we are joining two strings together. And in programming, we simply do this using the plus operation. So here, I've got two variables, first name and last name. Inputs are always strings by default. But in my print line, I've got two addition signs. Those are representing here concatenation. We're joining our first name with an empty space with the last name. So if I typed in Eversmith, we would get Eversmith outputted with a space between the first name and the last name, only because I put that space in my print line. A lot of people, especially if they learn Python, would do something like this instead. If I flick back between these two options, the kind of simpler version is just to do a comma between these two in a print line. This only works in print lines, not in inputs. And in Python, the comma adds a space itself. So it's a way of kind of shortening that concatenation, but it does include a space. We don't always want that. And a slightly more unknown method you've got to know about is called slicing. Slicing is just getting part of a string, and that part of a string is called a substring. This is one of the examples of where doing it in ERL is definitely easier than doing it in Python, in my opinion, and you've got to know the ERL anyway. So these are the three slicing operations you've got to know. These are all in ERL. Let's take .left first of all. So .left is used to give you a left-hand part of a string. So here I've set a variable called string. I'm then printing string.left4. And that 4 is representing the 4 leftmost characters. So this will give us the 4 leftmost characters of the string. .right works in a very similar way. So if I was going print string.right7, this would give me the last 7 characters of this string, which happens to be ramming. So .right and .left are really convenient and easier than the Python method. If you need to get characters in the middle of a string, you've got to use .substring. Now, this has got two numbers in its brackets. The first number is your starting index, and the second number is how many you want after that. So, same string we're using here as an example. Let's say I wanted to get just gram. Well, gram is a substring in the middle of my string. That's why I've got to use substring. What numbers need to go in those brackets? Well, what is my starting letter? My starting letter is G. My first index is 3. How many characters do I want? Well, I want 4 characters in total. Therefore, the two numbers I put in my brackets are 3 and 4. Starting index 3. We want 4 characters in total. It gives us gram.